Access the link in the description to stay updated on all cryptocurrency and Bitcoin news, as well as real-time charts. Ripple losing the SEC lawsuit, what will happen to XRP? Renowned attorney provides answers. Access the link in the description to stay updated on all cryptocurrency and Bitcoin news, as well as real-time charts. Attorney John E. Deaton, representing thousands of XRP holders in the collective lawsuit against the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, shared his views on what could happen to XRP if Ripple, the company behind it, loses the legal battle against the regulatory agency. Even if Ripple loses the case, response from the Supreme Court will take years. Deaton summarized the potential scenarios and outcomes for XRP holders if it is determined that Ripple violated securities laws by selling XRP to the public. He argued that even if Ripple loses, the company is likely to appeal the decision and keep the case in limbo for years, which means there won't be an immediate outcome for XRP holders. Deaton also expressed confidence that Ripple would win if the case reaches the Supreme Court and believed that this would happen unless Congress intervenes and clarifies the regulatory status of cryptocurrencies. He claimed that the current Supreme Court would support the argument that XRP is not a security, and that the SEC's actions have been arbitrary and unfair. Deaton also addressed the class action lawsuit filed by some XRP holders against Ripple, seeking compensation for their losses. He stated that if the SEC wins, the strength of the lawsuit would diminish because the SEC would collect money from Ripple and then offer a fund for XRP holders to sell their XRP back to the SEC or Ripple. He argued that this option would be more favorable for XRP holders, compared to a lawsuit where attorneys would take a significant portion of the compensation. Deaton also defended his decision to compile a list of 75,000 XRP holders participating in the collective lawsuit against the SEC. He clarified that joining the list does not waive any rights or claims for XRP holders, but rather helps identify themselves as potential beneficiaries of any future relief. He criticized critics who labeled those joining the list and advocating for XRP not being a security as morons and idiots. He expressed doubts about the lawsuit leading to any significant outcome, and stated that if Congress corrects the regulatory ambiguity during the years of appeals, everything would already be resolved. He urged XRP holders to remain optimistic and not panic about the outcome of the SEC case. XRP price prediction: trading volume reaches $700 million, are Ripple whales selling? Access the link in the description to stay updated on all cryptocurrency and Bitcoin news, as well as real-time charts. The cryptocurrency XRP, which is supported by Ripple's decentralized payment network called XRP Ledger, experienced a gain after hitting new monthly lows earlier in the day. XRP is currently trading around $0.4650 with a modest increase of about 1%, still approximately 6% lower than its monthly peak of 50 cents reached last week. The cryptocurrency witnessed high trading volumes in the past 24 hours, with over $700 million worth of XRP changing hands on major exchanges, according to CoinGecko. However, this did not help boost the cryptocurrency, which has fallen below an important upward trend since the beginning of 2023, indicating that Ripple whales may continue to sell. Price prediction: what's next for XRP? XRP has alarmingly dropped below an upward trend that has persisted until the beginning of 2023. As a result, price predictions for XRP have become more pessimistic with the breakdown of its technical outlook. If a weekly closing below this upward trend is confirmed, a retest of the 44 cents level below the 200-day moving average is likely. A retest of the 41 cents level, which would turn into support, is also possible. If XRP retraces to these levels, it could present an attractive buying opportunity for long-term XRP investors. This region corresponds to where XRP was trading in early March, a time when expectations for a favorable outcome in Ripple's SEC case were increasing. Since then, there have been no developments to dampen this optimism. On the contrary, the SEC being forced to disclose controversial documents related to a speech by William Hinman, a former high-level official at the agency, suggests a weakening position for the SEC in the case. If Ripple achieves a positive outcome against the SEC, many believe XRP could be one of the best-performing cryptocurrencies in 2023. XRP had the potential for a quick jump to levels around 90 cents if it managed to break through the significant resistance zone of 55 to 59 cents in the long term. Sentiment reveals: can XRP and Cardano recover? Popular on-chain data aggregator Sentiment tweeted that there is a high chance of recovery for XRP and Cardano, ADA, shortly after a recent sell-off that hit the entire cryptocurrency market. According to the data shared by Sentiment, many cryptocurrencies are now being sold at a loss after the high-profit sell-off last week. XRP and Cardano, ADA, are among them. However, since these two cryptocurrencies are being sold at lower prices than others, there is an increasing chance of recovery for XRP and Cardano, ADA. XRP experienced a sharper decline compared to Cardano, ADA, since last week. The decline started after a 4.72% increase on Sunday, July 2nd. However, XRP first experienced a 3.62% loss until Wednesday and continued to decline, resulting in an approximate 2% loss so far. XRP is currently trading at $0.4667 on Binance, representing a total price decrease of 5.49% since July 2nd. Both Cardano, ADA, and XRP are showing signs of recovery. Leading U.S. bank praises Ripple. Bank of America believes Ripple has emerged as a significant alternative to SWIFT, the traditional payment system, with its next-generation payment network. As the digital payment space continues to evolve, Bank of America sees Ripple playing a crucial role. Access the link in the description to stay updated on all cryptocurrency and Bitcoin news, as well as real-time charts. Bank of America believes Ripple has emerged as a significant alternative to SWIFT, the traditional payment system, with its next-generation payment network. As the digital payment space continues to evolve, Bank of America sees Ripple playing a crucial role. Meanwhile, Ripple has been making headlines in the international payments arena. The company recently made a significant step forward by obtaining a major payment institution license in Singapore, a key market in the Asia-Pacific region. Additionally, Ripple continues to strengthen its presence in the cross-border payment sector through strategic partnerships with leading financial institutions, such as SBI Holdings, the Saudi Arabian Monetary Authority, SAMA, Banco Santander, Western Union, BAE Exchange, and American Express. Venkat Es, the head of Treasury products at Bank of America, considers Ripple's growth in the Asia-Pacific region as a noteworthy development and believes that the company has the potential to dominate the payment sector in the future. While Ripple continues to gain traction as an alternative to SWIFT, it also expands its presence in the central bank digital currency (CBDC) space. By establishing a CBDC platform, Ripple aims to participate in the digitalization of fiat currencies by collaborating with several central banks. Despite Ripple's notable advancements, its native asset, XRP, has not garnered sufficient attention due to the ongoing SEC lawsuit. Investors anticipate a potential significant increase in XRP if the lawsuit concludes in Ripple's favor. However, uncertainties surrounding the lawsuit currently pose the biggest obstacle for Ripple. Nevertheless, once the case is resolved, Ripple is expected to make progress in various projects, including its plans for an initial public offering, IPO. Currently trading at $0.4685, XRP has experienced a slight increase of 0.48% in the past 24 hours. Ripple's University Blockchain Research Initiative, UBRI, has also made significant strides, with successful partnerships involving 50 entities through a $50 million humanitarian program. The UBRI program has facilitated the progress of academic research in blockchain technology, providing grants and support to promising experts and students. While XRP has seen a weak performance, the UBRI initiative demonstrates Ripple's commitment to advancing blockchain technology in various fields.